Griggs, thank you for joining us. That's broadcast by complete and utter insanity. Another episode of Is This My World? So picked up, something about NASA and the Zodiac. It's not the clearest energy I would feel like, well, because NASA's kind of hiding a lot of stuff, so they are shifting a lot of energy. So that might not make complete sense. And there's so I don't know how to pronounce that. Ophiuchus. I'll just call it whatever I want to call it. Constellation. It's basically some of say the 13th Zodiac, which it really isn't. I guess I've been trying to add it. Ophiuchus. Anyway, it's a kind of like a warrior being. Feels like it looked like it was battling a serpent. I don't get the best energy from that place. So I was going to channel energies there. There is like it's funny. That one's a little bit more open. At least it doesn't. It's like this. It's positive. It's not positive. It's just not the best energy. It's a little bit of everything. So tap into that and the Polaris North Star. Or do that again. That came from the webinar. And the 5D pink Earth. I don't know where that's gonna go. Just that's not the main focus, but the pink Earth is future Earth. Yeah, I mean people dye their hair pink, and I just see isn't the new iPhone? Well, it's purple. It hasn't quite made it to the pink yet, but it's on its way. So just a pink Earth, more high vibrational Earth. Doesn't mean it's going to be completely pink. However, you want to look at it. A pink Earth might not be for everybody. But this Ophiuchus, I can't pronounce Ophiuchus. I'm sorry. Constellation. Yeah, it's a little bit of everything. It's hiding a lot too. I guess it battles Orion's more of the human energy. And this constellation seems like it's more of a shapeshifter reality. Waste of vibration I get from it. It's not the easiest thing to tap into. It's hiding a lot, I'll tell you that. There might be humans there in that area too. From our planet, possibly. It's hard to say. So it's just something different. Yeah, I felt NASA and the Zodiac, or NASA and astrology. It might not make, this might not make complete clear, but once again, NASA's known to, put its version of space out there. So they're hiding a lot, obviously. So let's see what we can get with that. Yeah, that one, I'm not too sure where that's going to go. So at least I'm putting it out there. If it makes zero sense. It's avatar.com. I have private sessions. There. I'm on the shop here. Mostly I do this because of an update. I'm on the 15th. And of course, we're going into the next month. Today I did the best I could today. We're catching up, and I'm slow. It's just the way it goes. Same situation here. What is this? Webinar sign up, social network. Rabbit behind the scenes and dating sites, and and what are we getting about this? Here's the. Oh, I'm just getting mixed messages from this thing. It feels like he's battling it. Serpents. That can always go well. Of course, there's always Scorpius, and I haven't done Scorpius yet. So, yeah, Sagittarius wasn't as. I felt like I was keeping a lot back. Wise. Yeah, just Sagittarius is not to say it's up to something, but just not there to reveal a lot. Okay. As usual, we'll just see where the hell this goes. NASA Zodiac. That's okay. Let's happen to NASA's consciousness, and we'll see where we get from that. And we'll go to Ophiuchus or Ophiuchus. I even did a translate on it. It's gotta make it hard for everybody. At least I can say Polaris without a problem. And Pink Earth, that's easy to pronounce. It was only that simple. Okay, all right, blessings. There we go. All right, NASA and what's happened to the Zodiac energy there. Okay, blessings. Greetings, this is the NASA consciousness. Of course, we're not asking for alien disclosure, but we're here to. Of course, they're keeping a lot back. They don't want anyone to know anything. It has to do, yes, with the black projects that are connected to the Earth. Basically, it's like the black projects is like a bloodline. It's like a secret family. It's like a hidden pharaoh, secret chambers within the Egypt. They don't want anyone to know. Now, do they have all the answers around the world? No. They just know what they have. They want to keep it that way. So, for alien disclosure, the black projects, yes, you can say they've gone for too far with themselves. So the Zodiac is more like is like if we can change a Zodiac, we can change anything. We're God. So they have been attempting to hijack it, not necessarily through NASA itself, but NASA's a part of it. But it's basically the black projects are, the shadow government. Well, they want power over the people. They want more power. They want to be able to change everything. Yeah, they want to. I mean, if humans are allowing them to control it to this extent, why not take it to the next level? So, as far as they can take control of society, that's why many of you are here to stop these things. As you know, the 13th Zodiac, I believe, was stopped. But that's what many of you are stopping timelines and not even aware of it. So, alien disclosure vibrations, you are diving deeper into that. A Pentagon energy is well, yes, it has a lot to do with karma. Of course, some might disagree with that, but it has a lot to do with karma, basically revealing some idea of what they are doing. That's why you have images of Dulce. That's why I have Area 51 knowledge, at least pieces of it, maybe not the whole. Well, yeah, if you connect to the human consciousness, obviously not everyone is going to see the same thing. Human consciousness really wants to push all that away. The majority, but not all. It wants to shove it under the rug, basically. That's human consciousness. But many of you are here to change that vibration to show there's nothing to be afraid of. Hey, you'd be surprised. It's easier to be controlled than free, as many of you know. So you bring out a new energy with the earth. And it has to do with this new timeline that's coming in of revealing of many secrets eventually. Yes, the government is losing its power. It is showing it how relevant it is, but really it's becoming irrelevant. It's not really showing that fully in the physical as of yet, but it's being taken less seriously. You can say there's like a new government being built quietly. And you can say it's secret space program connected. But some of you may be able to tap into that vibrations. But the Zodiac energy also is codes on your planet. It's also language. You can say it's like galactic language with other meanings behind it. Sometimes if it's said in the media, there's another reason behind it, because astrology is a very powerful energy. If the mainstream media brings it up, or if it's done mainstream wise, there's probably something else going on behind the scenes. NASA, of course, has been NASA is your welcome center to not knowing anything about your universe. Well, it's like a school of the universe, but under control opposition, as you can see. So that's why the secret space program downloads are so crucial because you're going against the narrative. It's like seeing ancient history, of course. Always say is keep allowing yourself to see these other realities. You will see much more deeper within yourselves. The Zodiac, yes, NASA. What is Zodiac? As you tap into yourselves, what do you see NASA hiding? Where's the first thing that comes to mind? We're just sending that energy out to you to tap into. And is NASA scared? Are they afraid? Obviously, not going to look like. But on an energy level, is this something different? Even these other agencies, government agencies, are they afraid also to be revealed? Some might not be because they're so arrogant. But there's flaws in that arrogant energies. Brings you. Yes, we are the consciousness, constellation of Ophiuchus. It's not that important. A pronunciation. Yes, we are a dialogue of other worlds. Yes, we do talk to other planets. We're not always there to reveal ourselves. Yes, we do bring certain characteristics to your reality. Yes, we are connected to serpent beings with a serpent head, basically. And it's just basically bringing our knowledge into Earth. Yes, you can say negative or positive, however you want to look at it. A lot of it is also artificial intelligence. It's basically alien species that do not want to be fully revealed here. So sometimes aliens that don't want to be revealed appear themselves as a feline or as a serpent being to conceal who they really are. Expect a lot of that, especially in your constellations. So, it's one thing, but maybe it's something else there. That's how you reveal your reality. Of course, you have to go by your own psychic abilities with this. Of course, constellations are always trying to recalibrate your universe, your reality to keep human consciousness, it's free will. We're not just going to go into that, but a lot of alien beings are taking advantage of humans on this world. They're here to move into more of a criminal-free Earth. Eventually, you'll reach your aliens, but I feel like, yes, a lot of your crimes against humanity have to be healed first. Isn't that kind of important? Especially the organized poverty has been done on your planet. Not by you, but by even corporations when people poor, as you know, because they make money off of that too, which is kind of terrifying. Well, your certain cities and states can get funding for poverty, but of course they don't always use it for that. So, and yes, they can get people to live off the states and get them used to that, but that's not always a bad thing because some of those people are bringing positive vibrations to Earth. So, that shows you are going into like an alien reality where humans don't have to work anymore, basically. Of course, there's different systems that are going to be constructed here, where basically you don't have to go to work anymore, and somehow society will figure out the right answer to that. So that's one of your evolutions, but I'm not saying that's the main one, but that is what's been working behind the scenes quietly. Even your UN is allowing that to occur. So you can be a little bit more free with your time and connect to the earth and just be more productive, but on a different way, on a spiritual way. Of course, not everyone's going to be spiritual, but it doesn't really matter. I mean, technically everything's spiritual. It just depends on your definition of it. What is your definition of it? I mean, yes, it's some see negativity as a spiritual direction. It doesn't matter. Of course, you do see a lot of your governments moving away from their structure, eventually becoming a one world government. That's up to you, of course. But not the one of darkness, but the one more of enlightenment. Of course, some might still disagree with that, but we feel like that's inevitable for your planet sometime in the future. Of course, technically, it's already there. It's just not seen. It's not mentioned publicly. And your world is still surviving. I mean, they're all talking to each other, aren't they? So that's technically a world government. I mean, just with world governments even speaking to each other, maybe except for North Korea, because someone has to go against the system. But overall, they're all pretty much having a conversation. So you already have it in place. It's just taken to a galactic level when you're talking about space. And they're going to that. But when you talk about Lyrans and felines and Palladians and all of these things, and talk about bringing a different energy to your environment. And that's just speaking about it. You don't necessarily have to see them. But if governments around, of course, they are talking about it, but on a public level, talk about Palladian beings, Syrian beings, even Egyptian alien beings, and just taking that aliens conversation more publicly changes the vibration of the earth completely. Not totally like a different world, but it does bring a different energy where now you can speak about these things and not being laughed at. So you can say that governments look at your alien knowledge as almost like a virus that they don't want to talk about, meaning the alien knowledge is everywhere, but they don't want to say anything. We feel some of them will start to acknowledge it when they get brave enough. And it won't be the end of society either. It'll actually be, first of all, be like, I can't believe they even did that into a new environment. So that's what you're working towards at this time. Not just your government, or it's being just mentioned more part of your society. Take it more seriously. And that's what you guys the steps out of the third dimension. It truly helps. Basically talking about more higher vibrational beings and just at least have a conversation about it, even if you don't know what you're talking about or nobody has all the answers, but at least you're having a discussion. And that's what we feel like you're heading for. So our society, yes, is connected to, yes, it's not always going to be clear of what we're just basically, our constellation, our our constellation is a little bit of is a lot of different beings that don't want to be known. So, not that they're trying to be secret. Well, they are trying. They don't want to be known here. Not yet. Over time, you might see our vibration shape shift. It's up to you. I guess the constellation is taken more seriously, seen differently. Dived in more. I mean, there are worlds that, as some of you have known, that are not seen in your environment. They're just don't like Naboo is one. There are several others that are just invisible. Um, and eventually be able to tap more into those energies. And some of you actually have tapped into those invisible planets, but are not sure what you're tapping into because obviously because it's invisible. Obviously, it's like kind of like out of a comfort zone, but we're going to see more of that continue on your planet eventually. You're just basically leaving the third dimensional idea systems over time. There's a lot of healing to do across the world, of course. But we just see some of you attracting a different energy overall. Obviously, some are looking for the aliens to say we're going to land right now and this is going to be the date. Obviously, they're not going to do such things because humans have to evolve to allow that vibration to come through. Basically, you have to change your frequency as you're working on today. Greetings to you. We are the Polaris North Star Energy. Greetings. Yes, the chakras of the earth are, of course, going through a great deal of turmoil due to the human environment here. A lot of it is in Africa. Of course, unseen, unheard. The less it's talked about, the more pain occurs there. Sending your energies there will assist it, and as it evolves into a higher vibrational state, even places in Canada, there's a lot of suffering there. That is not mentioned due to poverty. Some of you have controlled in poverty in certain places, meaning that it's manufactured in different ways, such as Los Angeles, where a lot of it's been manufactured on an astral level. Some of those people that are becoming more homeless are turning more into star beings, actually are tapping into out here and trying. Some are becoming more Native American-like in some regard, but also more alien-like and not even knowing it. But they are very connected to the stars. They don't have to have a daily job. They keep themselves occupied. So they basically connect to themselves all day and shift the vibration. So you have star people finding themselves without realizing it. And they're not just bringing, some of them homeless people can bring in contact here. I believe it's already happening, just not on your daily news. Obviously, your daily news, it feels like a lot of that's reflecting, pushing back any type of disclosure. Something to do with having a paycheck for them and looking a manufactured society. So obviously, your news is very manufactured on different levels on a self-loathing energy. Meaning it's like, how long can we keep humans under control for this long? And I believe they surprise themselves a lot of times how people are still buying into this. Especially when you see news organizations, we're talking about local news, all saying the same thing over and over and over throughout the day, depending on the agenda. It's almost like a domino effect. And people feel like, oh, it's control opposition, but not realizing it's just a hypnotism. You say the same words, and all these people are saying the same words, hypnotizing society. So yes, your big brother is definitely here, obviously. But it's not calling itself Big Brother, but the vibrations are here. And it's been around mostly around the 1920s. That's the reason why your 1800s and Tatarians and all this have been erased from society, because your elites felt they can control society in this new environment more than they ever could before. Obviously, you become more awakened to what's happening here. You speak your mind. Obviously, you don't have a good career. But if you're doing what you're told, obviously, your career goes really well, depending on who you are. Your major radio systems, all of this. Obviously, those rhythms are breaking down. So more of the deeper truth is coming through, and not the propaganda energies, more of basically disclosure energies. Basically, disclosure we talked about more often. We definitely feel that. As basically you're having a conversation about aliens, even on the phone, on Zoom, whatever, and all of a sudden an alien ship shows up around you. And I imagine many have already had that vibration. So yes, people, you guys connect to this broadcast, obviously get afraid really quick. Because you can technically bring that energy here instantly. It just many push it back. Now, alien knowledge can only do so much here, but it can, yes, put you into a whole new environment to learn more about yourselves. It's basically why aliens are not here. It's people don't want to learn about themselves. They bring aliens here. Now you find out about your feline, your all these different beings. Your catalog of you is opened up. And obviously, many of you are interested in that. And obviously, most of society is not, or told it's not important. Most likely, it's sort of is not important. By your teachers of your media and so forth, your universities. Actually, even university teachers play a big role in hypnotizing society. No surprise there, right? They don't do it publicly, obviously. They do it behind closed doors. And they get more smart people to do the same thing. And also, universities actually clone their energies. So you have the teachers teaching and clones their vibration among those there. Not all, but quite a few. This is how you program society. You take your knowledge called history, obviously, force it down everyone's throat, and now you have your matrix reality, your controlled opposition. So especially when you go to school and you say, "Well, I see this future." That's interesting too. You go to school and your students see the future. They might see different versions of the past, but some of them actually see in the future, which many can't. Obviously, they're not going to teach that in school, especially when they see the teachers screwing around doing things you probably shouldn't be doing. This is the age you're going into. Basically, also for schools, eventually, or a classroom can time travel. And yes, the teacher be more, more. We don't want to say in control of that, but steer it to the right direction. But also, your walls in your room can shift the vibration, and you can just feel like you're in another place altogether. So this is what you're building. Of course, schools should be very connected to nature and more open or outside in nature, and also your energy of your nature will shift because you're connecting more to yourself, more to your inner truth. Your inner truth has been blocked due to programming on massive scales, of course. Yes, engineered, yes, by your shadow governments that a lot of your Illuminati names that are popular, let's put it that way, those are all true. Obviously, there's much more to it than that. Yes, they also control your entertainment to keep you, because the entertainment, they make a movie of a history that they manufactured. But not everybody does that. Some actually put the truth out there, but it's not very often. Of course, there's different truths. There's like millions of different truths. But to be open to all those millions of different truths does help your inner growth. Just to let you know. I mean, you explore different realities, you're shifting into a 5D, 6D, 7D energy. Especially your spirit guides feel like they're speaking to you more clearly, which many of you are working towards also. Obviously, they're not very clear for most, but I feel like that energy will start to shift as you basically explore more of yourself. You can do alien disclosure anytime you want, of course. You might feel blockages there, but that is helping those connect more to their guides. Whatever it motivates you the best. Especially there's different worlds, but yes, there's different versions of Jesus that some of you have been a part of. Some are kind of creative or twisted. But yes, our Polaris energy is basically for you to help calibrate you to your correct self, meaning that who you want to be here, the knowledge you need for this environment. What will help, because you shift, as you know more about yourself, it doesn't have to be a lot, but you send off a different vibration across the earth, and the earth itself begins to shift. So, yeah, timelines get blocked a lot, as some of you probably feel. But it doesn't mean you can't bring it back. Of course, is it timing? Is everything? Yes. A calibration with the universe. Yes, that gets kind of complicated. Why do certain things happen at certain times? It has to do with, it's like when you're planning, like, I guess you could say, like a movie, for example. You have certain people for that movie. They need to be at a certain age for that to occur. So that's where a lot of waiting occurs. For example, on that, your own growth has to be for some of you has to be with like who you're going to connect with in the future, like relationship wise. And sometimes you're waiting for that person to be ready. You don't know who that person is. Sometimes that's the case. And then also there's places like if you want to move like to Europe or somewhere far, you're actually getting yourself ready for it. You might think you're ready for it, but it's like, on an angelic level, you might always be ready for the vibration. For alien energies landing here, I don't think your government is ready for it. Your people are ready enough. Obviously, many are going to lose their minds no matter what, but your government's like, oh yeah, that thing we kept away from you. We don't, that was the other administration that did that. We would never do something like that. We would never lie to you. Well, they have to be careful, yeah, because they keep alien information. Obviously, yes, they're very fragile. What goes out, because yes, lives change, meaning that they don't want to put information out. Because if you put too much information out, You might have a lot of problems. Well, you saw what happened to JFK. What's with that? So, as for the pink Earth vibrations, we'll just allow that vibration. Greetings to you. Energies from the future, energies from now. We also, yes, this is the 5D Earth of your pink Earth. We do see the sands, at their beaches changing color to more of a pink environment. Pink sand, pink dirt, pink skies. Obviously, this is going to be for everyone, but you are slowly bringing that vibration. And sometimes looking at the sky, that the sky looks kind of pink. Yes, there's actually a lot of energy comes from the 10th dimension. Well, a 5D Earth is tapping into a 10th dimensional Earth. Doesn't mean now there are pink people in other realities. There are also blue people, but there are pink people. You say the pink people are tapping into Earth's vibration center and their love to you. As is, they have not figured everything out about themselves either. So something to think about every time you look at the sky. If it looks kind of pink, it's like, is that a new Earth that's coming in? No, it's not that. Yes, definitely. Your alien environment, of course, some of your aliens are pink also. Yes, we like to see some Zetas that are pink, and they do exist. Those are kind of cute in some regard, depending on how you version of cute is. But you are, yes, shifting your vibrations to more of basically a less confused Earth to more of a, yes, an inner knowing Earth. Not an easy, yes, where you come from, what star system, why not? You already have some idea of your history here, even if it is all convoluted and wrong. At least you have a history book of something, even if you aren't questioning its existence. But what about your history book of your cosmos? That's what you're here to reach into. Obviously, that's not the only reason why you're here. We are bringing that vibration to your environment. That's sincere.